Good morning, and welcome to another Fiverific YouTube video live chat thing. I am so not with it today. I've just noticed something. I don't know if I can fix this, so I just need to, oh, hello. That's just going to have to bug me the whole time. Because if I bring it back just a little bit more, there we go. All right. It's time. That's right. So if you can let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, and let me know how that's going, because it's a new setup today. It's a new setup, and I am not sure how everything looks and feels and stuff like that. So if you can let me know, that would be really, really good. I seem to have a really good internet connection, especially considering how bad the weather is out. Can you up the volume on your end? I can Freaky Geek, but if I do, it's going to start pitching. And that means where it's just going to be like really crackly. So you might need to up your volume just a smidge bit. I'm sorry, Freaky Geek. Yes, I've got my Fiverific backdrop happening. Woo! So that's looking quite schmick. Less than schmick if you could see it outside of the framing. Hello framing, yet again. It's awesome. Good morning to everybody who is in the chat. Who have we got? We've got all the mods are in. It's Crochet Clark, Kim Scullen, Jackie Doyle. I spotted someone else who had their spanner. Was that it? That's it. That's all there is. Good morning, Nancy. Hello, Crafty Crafter and Ellen Crowley. All the way to Canada. First time. Thank you for joining in, Ellen. I hope it's not ridiculous o'clock for you. Pip and Poppycock's come back, hopefully with more than 32% on her iPad. Jenny's made it. Jenny, thank you again for coming at... I'm really, really blown away every time you turn up, Jenny. I really am. I know I make a big deal of it. But I'm always shocked, honestly. I really am. So thank you so much for joining in. Nitso Lol is back for the first time as well. I've just realized my phone's still on vibrate. Did you guys hear that? So let me know if you did, and I can get rid of that as well. Carol has made it. Lots of people have made it into the chat. Fantastic. Oh, Peeping Poppycock got to 36%. Where are we? Carol's from California. Hi, Carol. It's 5 p.m. Wednesday night. So that's not terrible. So that's good. So much stuff, guys. So much stuff. So we had a little chat last week in the airport. And then the week before that was our last chat in my house. So we are now officially in the Fiberific. It needs a name. We're going to have to run a poll over on the Fiberific Fun Zone. But I am in my space again. So I have got, we call them dongers here in Australia, which I know has many, many connotations. But it's basically a portable building that has just been like craned and dropped into my front yard. So we no longer have a front yard because there is a donger in it. I'm actually really happy with how much I'm being able to fit into it. So it's pretty messy right now. I'm going to wait another day or two before I film a tour. Just because it's still got heaps of boxes all loaded up and there's still stuff inside I want to bring out. So I'm trying to work out how I want it to look and all that sort of thing. So I'll do a tour once I'm less ashamed of how messy it is. Andrea's mum says hi. She isn't staying to watch, but she's looking forward to catching up tonight. Fantastic. For those of you that don't know, we have a local craft group, Caffeinated Crafters, that meets up on the first and third Thursdays at the coffee club at Browns Plains. So if you want to come, totally come. There's so much going on in the chat, you guys. Stacey's out and about this morning, so she's going to watch the replay tonight. No worries, Stacey. Have fun. Crafty Craft says a portable. Is it a trailer? No. So I don't know if you guys have the same sort of situation with mine sites as we do in Australia. It's basically a 6 by 3 meter building. So think sort of shipping container-ish scenario. It's not, but it's that sort of idea. And they move them around on the back of trucks and what have you, and then use cranes just to drop them into place. There's no wheels or anything on this. It's just literally like, bam, it is here until the crane comes back to take it away. Portable side office. That's right, Kim. Yeah, dong is one of those words, isn't it? I don't know why they call them that. I'm sure it's not good reasons. What have we got? We've got so many people in the chat. So many people in the chat, you guys. So hi to everybody who is here. Leonie, I'm here for just a little bit and we'll watch the show later. Thank you, Leonie. That'd be great. How did they level it? They didn't. Actually, they came and they checked the level of the ground where we were putting it and they said it was level enough, and I haven't noticed any issues. So, because sometimes they put them on these, like there's these blocks, these big 4 blocks that they can put in the 4 corners. But when I was talking to the guy about it, he was like, you don't need them. It's going to be high enough off the ground. It's actually so high off the ground, like the doorway, that my little legs struggle a bit and I've kind of got to pull myself in the door, which is such a good look. So I'm going to go and get myself a little step or a thicker paving stone or something just to put at the doorway so I can get in and out easier. It's very sad. Very sad. It's short for demountable building. Probably. Oh, Chintamani says, don't forget to give a thumbs up, everybody. I really appreciate any thumbs ups. If you share this with anyone who you think might be interested in washing it. Coffee now, thanks. If you share it out with anyone who you think would like to watch it. Cindy wants to know how VidCon was. Cindy, VidCon was fantastic. I made a decision to stay at a hotel that was actually attached to the convention center this year. And while it was very expensive, let's just go very expensive. I have come home in no pain. Whereas last year I came home in considerable pain, needing knee surgery. So, win. I had a fantastic time. My room was beautiful. So many people to catch up with. It's weird. Last year when I went to VidCon, I was so scared and nervous because I didn't know anybody. Like, I chatted online with Chopper and I chatted online with Matt McKenna just a little bit. There are a couple of the feature creators that were there. And so I was a bit scared because I hadn't met anyone in real life. And I ended up making a couple, we ended up with we call them OG3, Hannah and Luke. Thumbs up. And we had a really, really good time last year, and we all got together again this year, and then our circle has sort of grown, and it's like anything where you go more often. I've got a full-on alfalfa thing going on here. Sorry guys, it's bugging me. And it was just so good to catch up with everybody. But aside from that, this year the panels for the creators were a lot better. Last year it was real amby-pamby, how to hack YouTube, how to do this, how to do that. And I don't agree with those sorts of ideas. I think you need to be working with YouTube to help, do things, and working with the algorithm, and how do we encourage the algorithm to do the things we want it to do, and how the algorithm actually works is important to understand. And so all those sort of hack it last years were really bugging me. And this year there was none of it, which I was so happy about. I sat in on some amazing panels. One in particular that I found really interesting, it was 2 media, what do you call them? Agent company staff members from 2 different companies, plus a lawyer who specializes in media talent, and an accountant who specialized in media talent. And it was crazy. Some of the stuff, I had no idea. And I thought I was pretty up there with, especially tax issues. But yeah, there was just a few things that I was just like, wow. So yeah, it was insane. I did not meet James, but I did meet lots of people. So the first person I saw, did not speak to, I went and just kept walking. was Hannah Hart and her girlfriend Ellie. They were in a cafe, and I thought, you know what, I am not going up to them. They are having a cuppa. It was the morning. If someone talked to me before my second morning coffee, I pity them. So I did not want to be that person. And so I sort of was like, oh my God, I just saw Hannah Hart and she's adorable. And so I just kept walking. And then later on, I met Georgia from Georgia Productions. Now, you guys might not know who that is. She is a creator she's Australian. She's hilarious. Abby loves her to pieces. And Abby was like, look, you know, there's all these people, but if you get a chance to meet Georgia from Georgia Productions, please, please, please meet her. And she'd just done a selfie in the foyer of the hotel. And so she was already in that zone. And so I went up and I spoke to her and I was like, explain that, you know, my daughter and I watch your content and we think it's fantastic. And I love that my daughter loves your content because you're just clever and funny. And, you know, and so she was really, really sweet. And I got a selfie and I went up to the hotel room because I was on my way in. And I went up and I sent Abby the photo. I went, oh, hey, Abs, I met someone today, and sent her the photo. And all I got was OMG, 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 and then a video call. And Abby's just staring at her screen because she must have had her laptop open and video called me on her iPad. And she's like, oh my God, Mum, oh my God, Mum, oh my God, Mum, oh my God, Mum. It was so funny. It was just the best. So that was really fun. And then I met Mira from Mira Reflection. She is an amazing singer in the lift. Hello, lift. So that was lovely. And Jared, I don't know what channel Jared's from, but he was a lift buddy also. I think every day we shared the same lift down. It became quite a bit of a joke. So yeah, it was so much fun. And Chopper, oh guys, Chopper loved his hat. If you guys don't follow Cakes by Chopper on Instagram, go and have a quick squiz, not right now, but go and have a squiz later. And he's modeling his hat and it was so amazing. And then, because one of the reasons I chose this particular hotel was there you go, Kim, hand flutter, flatter. And, oh, that makes my wrist crack. Won't be doing that again. Then what was I going to say? Oh, so one of the reasons was I stayed in this hotel was so that when my knees were hurting, I could go back to the hotel, ice pack my knee for 20 minutes, and then go back over and keep enjoying the fun. So I did that a couple of times, which was really good. But one thing I decided to not go and see was the closing show. Just because I knew that I was going out for dinner after and it was going to be intense. So I just really needed that little break. And so me and a couple of friends were just sitting around in my hotel room, like with my ice packs on my knee, and they're just, you know, lounging. And then I found out later that Chopper wore his hat during that closing show. He had it on while he was doing his stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I totally missed it. So yeah, I've talked for heaps about VidCon. I'm just going to scroll back a little bit and just see. So Dizzy, did someone tell Dizzy where we're meeting up? So it's the Browns Plains Village Square Coffee Club at 6 p.m. Oh, thank you, Kim. Kim's on it. You guys, Kim's on it. Maybe I chose it for the beautiful view. Oh my gosh, you guys. I was not expecting that view. Like whenever I stay in a hotel, I always end up on like the Dodge side and my view is never that great. Even if I'm high up, like I was pretty high up. I think I was only 2 floors off the top, maybe 3. I don't know. I was pretty close to the top and floor to ceiling windows. I was just blown away. I literally put my bags in, opened the windows and just laid on my bed and stared out at the view for ages. So, drinking Dublin. Yes, I did. So on the Friday, so I flew down on Thursday because I stayed at a friend's house one night down there while I'm there just to catch up because we don't get to see each other very often. So I went and stayed with them. And then on the Friday, I trained it back into Melbourne, went and dropped my suitcase off, and I checked into my hotel, and then I went back up to where I was meeting up with Fiberifians for lunch. So we had a meet up at the Metropolitan Hotel. It turned out to be very far away from my hotel, and my legs were very, 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 very unhappy with me because I was following Google Maps. Google Maps didn't explain that it probably would have been way quicker and easier on me if I had caught 2 trams instead of walking all that way. But, you know. And so I did a little bit of walking that day and caught up. And then Luke was there as well. Lukey D Travel. So he was there as well. We had a really, really nice lunch. So shout out to Marion and to Emma, Gamer Widows, who came along to that. They scored a pen. Like, check out my pens. They're so cute. They work so well. I love them. It's a bit more orangey than the yellow that this screen is making out to be. But anyway, so that was pretty cool. I feel your pain, arthritic knees. Yes, I've got arthritic knees, as well as one of them no longer has most of its tendons and what halves attached anymore. So it makes walking fun, and it's frustrating because I need to lose weight to take the pressure off, except you can't do much in the way of exercise because you get 0 impact. And anyway, I'm not going down that train today. So yeah, so that was so much. Oh, look, I'm just going to be jumping around. So on the way back from our gorgeous lunch and laughing, and that rhubarb martini, oh my gosh, I recommend if you're over 18 or over 21 or whatever the drinking age is in your country, try that and see that. Cindy says, I see a knee replacement in your future. My surgeon says I'm not allowed to for another 30 years, apparently, because I'm too young. It's nice to be young for something, right? So yeah, so that was fun. And on my way back, I picked up a bottle of Dubliner. So for those of you that don't know, Dubliner is a honeycomb whiskey. I really like it. And I thought, oh, you know, I'll have a couple of drinks with friends at night, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the first night, everyone was shattered from travel and what have you. So we all just crashed. And then the second night, most of my friends had different passes than me. And so they all had like stuff to do that they, well, not so much had to do, but were able to do. And so I sort of just hung around in my hotel room. So I drank hardly any of my Dubliner the first 2 nights. And then on Sunday night, I had a couple of drinks. Sunday started at 7:30 in the morning and finished at 4 a.m. the next morning. Now, I didn't drink a lot, but I was awake a lot. So I found it very, very hard the next couple of days to get moving. Dizzy says, my mum has bad knee issues. She does hydrotherapy to help lose weight. Yeah, hydrotherapy is pretty good. I've been doing a little bit of it. Kim says that she's put a post in the fun zone with a link and a map. Fantastic. Thank you. Google Maps never lets you illegally cross the road. My sister was late to her birthday dinner by following Google Map directions. Too young for knee surgery. Winning. Oh no, I can have plenty of knee surgeries. I've had 2 already. But I'm too young for a knee replacement. So I'm just like, dudes, I just want a new knee, please. This one's really rubbish. Have I tried Bowen Physio? I have not. I've done lots of other physios and what have you though. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So, oh, so many things. Oh, I bought merch. I don't know. I mean, I do. I've been getting more into buying merch, but I got myself a VidCon Australia hoodie, which I love, and it's so fluffy and warm, and I love it a lot. So yeah. Kim says, I think that hangover feeling has more to do with lack of sleep than alcohol consumption. I've felt hungover a lot of times, and it's very rare that I drink enough to be drunk. Yeah, no, I definitely drank enough. But it was over. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, and I had a very big beer at the German club with dinner. Then I had a whiskey adventure at the German club. And then but I was having soda water in between everything. And then I had another whiskey adventure at the next club. And then I had a margarita, but it was margarita on tap. I've never had margarita on tap before. I don't think I'd do that. And then I had a Dubliner. I had 2 Dubliners later. And that was it. That's what I had. That was all my alcohol. But I had a lot of soda water and a lot of water, you know, like, because I know me. You know, everyone's got video cameras because it's a YouTuber convention. So you don't want to be doing nothing too cray-cray because it will end up on the internet. So you try and remain, like, pretty good through everything. Cindy says, I'd be on the floor. Cindy, that was over, so from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. and I had 5 alcoholic beverages. Was it 5? So it was 2 Dubliner, 2 whiskey, a beer, and it was 6. So basically a drink an hour. So that's not too bad, really, is it? I wouldn't have driven. I can tell you that right now. Lynn says, Kim Nelson says, loving the merch. Talking about merch, have you seen the crochet clock merch? One word, awesome. I have not. I'm totally out of the loop, you guys. I've just been trying to sort of do in here and just, yeah, I've been trying to be very good and not get sucked into YouTube at the moment, just while I'm working hard. That's where I'd be. Ain't no way they'd be getting me on camera acting a fool, trying not to. I played a game of pool and I won. But do you know how you have that distinct feeling that they let you win? I'd have that distinct feeling. There was a couple of shots where I was just like, really? You didn't get that? Okay. So, but it was nice. I was excited to win. Until afterwards when I thought about it and then I realised what had happened and I sort of felt a bit like, well, I won. So, you know, but was it really winning? But anyway. Andrea says, I had 2 glasses of wine last night and was feeling quite happy. Oh, yes. Excellent. Chintamani says, I seem to remember that one of the main things that makes you hungover is dehydration. Apparently need to drink at least as much water as alcohol. Totally, if not more, because there's a lot of the places we're in with air conditioned as well, so you really need to. Crochet Clock says Chantel needs her own Yarn Ninja merch. I have some stuff in the wings. It's not ready, but it's coming. It is coming. Not bad. I'm just a wimp. Yeah, no. I think I should have not had the Dubliner at the hotel room, and I would have been a lot less. I don't know whether, like, because that's the thing. I don't know whether it was because I had a few more drinks, because I normally only have 2 or 3 drinks. So, you know, I had double the amount of drinks I normally do. Also, I'm normally in bed by no later than 1 or 2 in the morning. So I had less sleep. And then I had to get up to check out and fly home. So many things. I mean, really, I drank. So it's probably the booze. For a sec, I thought I was going to hear I've been very good and naughty, but don't. No, not me. Okay, Linz wants to know, Kim says, if I sign up for MLC today, would I get September, October? You would get October. You need to be signed up by the 20th of the previous month so that I have a month to sort out and make sure that I've got enough for everybody. You pay before, Kim's got it. Thank you, Kim. Would be nice if you paid twice and you got both. Send me a message and I will have a look and see what I can do. There might be a way, especially for this month, because I did purchase extra patterns. So send me a PM later on, all right? And we'll have a chat about it. It's mixing your drinks that does it. Sally, I can drink the same drink or all different drinks and I still feel the same way the next day. Dizzy says, hey, I can help with merch if you want. Dizzy, send me a PM. Kim really wants September. PM me. I can't promise. I have to have a look at some stuff first and then I'll let you know if we can or not. I've got to double check some numbers, which I have not done. Not in the last week. So I just need to double check because I haven't made September's yet. So yeah, because I've been away. Okay, if I PM on Instagram, totally okay to PM me on Instagram. It's totally fine. Instagram, Facebook, wherever, it's all good. Speaking of Mystery Lace Club, what is that? Well, Kim, obviously you have no idea what the Mystery Lace Club is, but the Mystery Lace Club is a monthly curated box of goodness that gets shipped out to you. And what you receive in that box is a pattern that I have chosen from many of our beautiful worldwide designers, the yarn that is required to make that pattern, and beads if it requires beads, and all sorts of goodies that go into the box as well. And the prices that are on the website include your shipping, and I can ship it internationally, but your price is increased because of the international shipping. But at the moment, if you're in the US, and the Australian dollar is pretty rubbish right now, so it would probably work out to be quite a bargain. While the Mystery Lace Club is lace, the patterns will involve lace techniques, but not always be lace weight yarn, just so that we can keep changing it up. There's a lot of shawls, because there's a lot of stuff that is lace, that's shawls and beautiful, but I do try to find other things as well to dot in and around the shawls. You can have a look over on the Fiberific Ravelry page into the spoiler thread, and there's lots of photos that you can see of previous kits that have gone out, so you can have a look there. Has everyone gotten their August boxes? Yes, so I can post the pics. Kim, no, not yet. Someone messaged me, and it turned out that the box got sent to an old PO box, and it's only just gotten back here, so she still doesn't have hers yet. So we need to wait a bit longer, I'm sorry. Where are we? There's no banner today. It's because you're all using the new technology. Wait a second. There's a banner. There is a banner. It says Mystery Lace Club. It's down the bottom. I'm going to change it to say that, so for something different, but then I'm going to change it back to Mystery Lace Club. Click on that again. Everyone sees a banner, so that's good. Oh, when the keyboard comes up, yeah, it tends to crop out the bottom half of your screen. So, sorry about that. Can't do much. I should possibly knit something. You guys, I'm nearly finished this baby blanket for my niece. It's one of those things, like, I knitted a lot while I was on the plane, and I also knitted through most of the panels that I was in. I'm not a big note taker. If I'm knitting, my brain seems to take the information in, which yay for me. So I get to do it that way, but I'm on the last ball of the yarn. I'm well and truly into the decreasing. So this week on Instagram, I have a post about whether or not we are process or project knitters. I'm most definitely a process crafter. I like to learn the new techniques, and I like to do the different things. I don't necessarily finish what I'm doing. Quite often I'll do a swatch of something and be like, that was fun, and move on. Where are we? Daigo has joined the chat. Welcome, Daigo. Kim's talking about the spoiler thread. If you see the grey box that says spoiler in the Ravelry thread, click that and it opens up all the pictures. Daigo won a knit crate box. That's fantastic. So if you guys want to go over to my Instagram later, I'm not sure if you all follow me on Instagram. I'd really love it if you did. Just because there's some cool, like, technological stuff that I get to do once I hit, I think it's 10,000 over there. 10,000, yeah. I know it's a bit much to ask for 10,000 followers on there, but, you know, we could get there, I reckon, eventually. And so, yeah, so I've got that over there. So if you wanted to pop in, whether you're a process or project crafter over there as well, that would be really cool. And I realized that while I am a process knitter, I'm also a gift knitter. So in the post, I talked about how I'm definitely a process crafter. But I've realized this is a gift. I finished Chopper's hat. That was a gift. And I think the things that end up being finished are gifts, because they're not for me and I don't prioritize myself. So the things that are for other people or shop samples, they end up getting finished. So I also, I know I gave away a lot of yarn the other week. I still have not posted that. So if you have not received it yet, or a message from me, don't panic. I absolutely do have it. I have the list. I just ran out of time. I'm really sorry. Kim says, I saw someone else post a photo of you knitting during a session. That guy is Chris from Fatso's workshop. I'm going to show you something. He gave me a present and it is gorgeous. He makes the most amazing yarn bowls out of beautiful Australian timbers. And it's just, they're just stunning. They're absolutely stunning. But somewhere here, he made me a crochet hook. This is a 5mm hook. I have not tried it out as yet because I've just been patting it. But it's beautiful, isn't it? Like, I just think it's just a gorgeous hook. And I can't wait to give it a go. And a lot of his people like the thicker handles. I'm not sure how I feel about the thicker handle because I'm a pen crocheter. I'm not an overhand. Overhand, it feels nice. But pen, it feels that little bit too chunky. But I'm going to give it a whirl and have a play with it. It's just beautiful. And so Fatso's workshop this came from. Kim says, I want one of those bowls. They hold the 200-gram balls. He actually designs his bowls to make sure they hold the big Bendigo balls. Freaky Geek says that they just got the notification that this channel is live. How slow is that? That's the thing, Freaky. It's very much... What happens is a certain number of people have to like it and be commenting, and it'll keep going out to like more and more of the people that are subscribed. Just because you're subscribed to a channel doesn't mean you receive all the notifications. And then even though you request notifications, it doesn't mean you receive the notification instantly. Does that make sense? That's a YouTube thing, and it's really annoying. Where is this hook from? This hook is from Fatso's workshop. He's got a YouTube channel and is definitely on Instagram. And I think he has an Etsy store, but he's pretty empty at the moment. And Crochet Clock's right. It's the reason why we have this schedule, because YouTube does not cope with notifications. This is a gorgeous hook. It's so smooth. I can't imagine. It's got a nice tapered tip here on the top. It's a bit hard to see from that angle. Nice tapered tip on the top. I think it's going to be delicious to use, but I'm going to wait. I haven't tried it yet. So I will post a photo of this on Instagram and link Fatso's workshop as well, so you guys can find it as well. And I'll have a play with it. They say you need to give it a month to get used to a new hook. Yeah, I agree with that actually. I agree with that. Or at least a good few hours of crocheting. Like just going, no, that doesn't work. You really do need to give them time, because they are all different and that you have to change where you hold it and things like that just to get it comfortable. And, you know, like, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But this would be amazing, especially for people who've got hand grip issues. So when my elbow's playing up, I struggle to crochet and to knit because my everything stops sort of gripping. I can't hold paper and things like that. So I try to... It might be especially good for those times when I can't craft at all. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie has popped Fatso's workshop into the chat here, and I will keep trying that. Kim says my internet keeps rebooting. Oh my gosh, that's annoying, Kim. Hey, new hook. It's 10 p.m. Let's work. Yeah, that's not ideal. That's not ideal. Daigo says she didn't get the notice either. Just logged on and saw that Fibrific was live. Yeah. Oops, what am I doing? What's happening here? That was weird. I could feel vibration through this table. I've noticed as I'm getting used to working in this new space that Snowy likes to sleep under the edge of it, and she rubs her back on it. So every now and again I hear this really weird noise, and I go outside and it's Snowy giving herself a back scratch on the shed. So good job, Snowy. It looks to me like you may need you to... I'll try again, Chantel, with English. Kim Nelson says, it looks to me that you may need to put it in the knife grip by the size of the timber handle. Yeah, I think this one definitely wants to be held in a knife grip. I'm not sure how. I think it would possibly be too big as a pen grip, or at least for me with my little hands. So yeah, I will definitely try that. Kim says that she sees 40 watching and 26 thumbs up. Well, that's not right, you guys. Is someone going to go and do something about that? Or do you not think that this video is worthy of a thumbs up? I'm not above manipulation today. I'm still very tired. I've had a couple of good nights sleep and I'm still not recovered. I'm very tired. I think a couple of things. Iron deficiency, travel, bad food choices, booze, not enough sleep, more travel, and then coming home and hitting the ground running. I definitely think all of those things are playing a factor in the fact that all these things are playing a part in the fact that I'm so tired. Kim says she could start randomly booting people off. Maybe not, Kim. Maybe not. Not right now. Sally's liked. Thank you, Sally. I appreciate that. Hey, Kim, have you liked the video? Because that would be funny if you realised you hadn't liked it and you're threatening to kick people off. So, guys, how's the quality of this stream going? Just because I'm dealing with a bit of new things at the moment, and I know we've all got our own home internet issues, but quality-wise, do you think it's working? So, like, for me, it seems to be working quite well, so I'm just not sure. Jenny is off. It's 2:30 in the morning for her before 7 a.m. start tomorrow, Jenny. That's terrible. Thank you so much for joining into our chat, even though it is terribly late for you. I really appreciate it every time. I really do. Looks and sounds great from Cindy. Thank you. Nancy's already done hers. Kim says it's crap, but she's blaming her end. Okay, that's great. Thanks, Kim. Do you prop your elbow up when crocheting? I find if I have my elbow supported, it's less stress on the shoulders. I'm just trying to think. Look, when I'm crafting, like at the moment, I'm leant forward leaning on a table. But when I'm on the couch, one of the big advantages of being a chumbawamba is that when I sit back, my elbows just seem to sit quite nicely in my little, it's just above my hips. I've got this little narrow section and they just sit nicely there and it's very comfortable, but they're not supported on anything per se, just my fat. Sally says it's a little stop-start, but nothing major. Thumbs up and the quality is great. Thank you, amazing. That feels weird calling you amazing. You're amazing. Stream's just fine. Like the video. Kim from Canada. Hey, Kim from Canada. So many Kims in this chat. Everything's fine. That's great. So it's looking good to everybody. That's good. That's good. So I'm already at the end of this row because there's so much shorter now. So I've got to just remember to do all the decreasey bits. The elbow shelf. I have one of those. The elbow shelf. I like that. That's cool. Can I use that? Is it alright if I use the elbow shelf? Like, I'm really happy with the lighting. I've got my lights back, you guys. They've been packed since I had to leave the office. And so I've got my lights back out. I've got my tripods out. Everything. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So, yep. Bob Wilson. Hey. Oh, thanks, Claire. I love the background too. Believe it or not, it's my table runner. The things we can use, hey? Lots of people showing up. Thank you for those that are showing up. Are you in the new office? Yes, I am. I'm back in the new place. We're going to do a tour over the next couple of days. Once, I've tidied up a bit. Yeah. It's very bright, as in too bright, or I don't know. I like how bright it is because I can see. I'm just doing my decreases just while I remember. Hang on, guys, because I forget. I forget decreases as much as I forget yarn overs. Oh, thanks, Mary Johnson. That's great. What does everyone else think of corner to corner? I like corner to corner personally. I think it's a really good no-brain project. And that's why I designed my Dragon Scales cowl using the corner-to-corner sort of idea. It's a slightly different stitch to make the scales, but I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a bit yarn hungry, but I don't know. When I'm making a crochet blanket, I'm expecting that anyway. So, yeah. Bright is good. Oh, fantastic, Dada. Thank you. It's not good yet until the tour is done. Fair call, Freaky Geek. Fair call. Good morning, Marion. We were talking about you earlier, Marion. I was talking about how you guys came along and scored pens and had lunch, and we had rhubarb martinis. They were great. Rebecca says, I'm chasing a guy around the river. Rebecca, is that not illegal where you live? I'm not allowed to chase people because it upsets them. Kim says that she finds them a bit boring and she doesn't like doing graph work with them. It's too messy to hide the ends. Oh yeah, I don't do graph work. I just make stripes. I'm very boring. Georgie is not happy that he is in the house and I am out here and he's barking his little barky head off. Where are we? I've been using Stitch Fiddle for a Delta new blanket. I'll bring it to the catch up. That'd be cool, Dizzy. That'd be cool. Bring on the tour. The tour won't be today. I'm going to pre-record it so that I can just upload it to the channel. I recorded the guy dropping the shed in, so that was cool fun to watch. And then once I tidy up a bit, because it is a little bit it's quite messy. I mean, it's getting organized. It is getting organized and everything's being packed onto shelves, but I had to unpack the shelves in the house to bring the shelves out, and now I've got to load the shelves back. Anyway, it's a mess. And so I want the opportunity to not show you that mess if I can avoid it. So in the next week or so, I'm hoping to have a video ready for you. Amazing loves C2C entrelac for sweaters and vests. I don't think I've seen anything like that. I'm going to have a look that up for sure. Marion says the rhubarb martini was delish. The rhubarb martini was so good. I very much really wanted a second one, but I thought, you know what? I got a long walk back and I need control of those knees. I just heard the paper deliverer toss a paper somewhere. Where are we? My dogs are both losing their minds now. About to start a Harry Potter C2C for my grandson's birthday, and I finished a unicorn C2C not long ago. I love a good C2C project. You should do a quick before the mess shot, and then we can see all the hard work you've done. Oh, I don't want to show the mess part. I really don't. I don't want to. Kim, lots of C2C projects, you guys. That's brilliant. That's so good. Look, I think we all have our own things that we like to do and we don't like to, definitely have things we don't like to do, and yarn that we like to use and yarn that we don't like to use and all that sort of stuff. And I think it's really good that there is a diversity amongst us all, that we do like different things. Rebecca Nelson's chasing a guy for the fun of it. I thought maybe that was going to be a typo and it wasn't supposed to be chasing, but it seems it was. So yeah. Crochet Clock says, oh, don't forget you can support Fiberific by pledging as little as $1 a month on my Patreon, and there's a link to the Patreon thing. There is, and the Patreon's new. It's I'm still adjusting to using it. And I just found it to be a really interesting way to, rather than using things, sorry, I've just realized as I bring that across every time, I'm just getting yarn, you guys. It's stuck in a ball and I went from the outside. So there are so many different things. What am I saving for my Patreon pledges? Oh, behind the scenes for the Patreon pledges. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing that. I would do a little video of the mess for the Patreon pledges, because there's not so many of you and that would be less daunting for sure. I could do that. Yeah. That sounds like a great idea, Kim, and Pip and Poppycock as well. I think that was your idea too. I don't mind doing it for a couple. Just not for everybody and for it to be on YouTube. Where are we? I'm just catching up with the chat. So there's lots of different Patreon levels on Patreon. There's a $1, there's a $2. They're more so that you can just sort of, feel free to skip the ads. What's going on here? Bob Wilson, thank you for the super chat. Coffee time. Treat yourself next time you're out. Thanks, Claire. I totally will. I'm going to be going out tonight for coffee, so thank you for that. Where are we? That's brilliant. Super chat. Freaky Geek says, like to see my mess today and the tidy up tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's going to take me more than a day to tidy this up. Because after this chat today, I've got lots of orders to pack and ship out. I hope I can find everything I need for that, because there's some things that I've sort of half packed up inside, ready to move out, and then it started raining yesterday afternoon, so I didn't want to carry it through the rain. It's not that far. It's only like I don't know, 8 meters or something. But 8 meters in the rain is 8 meters in the rain if you can just be patient and not walk it through the rain. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm actually surprised at the stream quality, considering this would normally be major rain fade situation. Oh, you guys, on the whole internet topic, yesterday I had a dude come to the yard to check some stuff because NBN is coming to our street. So that's weird. We'll see how I feel about that a bit later down the track. But right now, weird. Kim says, I need to go. Do you need to go early to get a cable from JB Hi-Fi? I'm going to have a look. This afternoon, they've got cables at Big W apparently, and I'll be at a Big W store. Basically, the post office is next to a Big W store. And so I will check Big W first while I'm doing my parcels, and then if there's no success there, then I'll go to JB Hi-Fi. Have you confused your delivery man with the new watermelon flower? Do drop in the front yard? I haven't as yet, because I haven't had any major parcels come yet. I am desperately waiting on a Chowgu order that I thought would have been here by now, but it is not. So we'll see how that goes. Customs are taking a lot longer with things now, and I haven't allowed for some of that in some of my ordering, and I'm a little frustrated by it. So that is annoying in itself. I'm not kidding. Georgie is still barking. Can you guys hear him? It'll only be going to the node around here. There's no new premises, so they only go to the premise if it's new area. This is an old area. They missed our house in the first rollout, and now we have connection difficulties. Oh, great. Jackie says, I've decided to go mobile only. Optus are doing 100 gig for 105, and it's only 50 gig a month. That works for me. Okay. Well, I mean, I've got I've got a mobile 4G internet that I use out here. This is what I've got out here. You guys can't hear him? Oh, that's good. Oh, you can faintly hear him. Okay, cool. Well, that's good that it's only faint, because it's really not. I'm sorry for the neighbours. My in-laws got to the premise because the copper in the area needed upgrading anyway, so they just replaced it. Oh, that would be so nice. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? I would think that is the bee's knees. I'd love to the premise. Can you imagine how clean and clear these videos would be if I had fiber to the premise? And I was actually talking to the guy, and he too agrees that the upload speeds that are the issue. Everyone's always happy with the download speeds, but they don't understand how important upload speeds are. So that was kind of cool, because most, like when you're dealing with the shops and the stuff like that, all they ever want to talk about is download speeds, because they know their upload speeds are dodge. So yeah. And Kim says we only got to the node because our estate is newer and not needing an upgrade. Yeah, we live in a really old little suburb, and it's raining. Oh, we're going to get the first rain on the shed so we can hear how loud it is during a live stream, if that's going to work or not. I think you can find out on the NBN site to find out what tech you're getting. Okay. Fiber to the fiber love shack. I don't know about that one, Diz. I would only be getting it to the house anyway, and this would be just either connecting onto the house connection or using my Optus mobile broadband. NBN was installed last week to every door on the apartments I live in. It was funny watching them deal with a 3-story walk up. Oh, that's hilarious. Maybe with the rain I won't be able to hear Georgie bark quite so much. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh dear. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee, you guys. My throat's just getting that little bit parched. So you guys can tell me in the chat, are you starting to plan your Christmas craft? Are you starting, or have you started, or what's going on? Christmas is not far. Yeah, the rain's nice, isn't it? I think I can live with that. I mean, that's pretty pitter-pattery. It's not very heavy, and the rain itself is not super heavy. I'm just going to keep an eye out because I do have my little windows open a smidge. So if the rain starts to be like, I might have to just jump up and close them. Only 16 weeks to Christmas. It is only 16 weeks to Christmas. And in crafting years, that's not long. Especially even how long I take to make things. Poor old George is just going to sit there and just keep barking. I don't know how I'm going to deal with him in the future. I might have to bring him in. Make him a little bed spot in here. Unlike the chickens. I'm not kidding you guys. Yesterday, sorry, you guys can keep popping in about the Christmas stuff. But because I was traveling from the house to the shack to the house to the shack a lot, I left the sliding door open. And yesterday at the same time, I had the electricians here. So they were going in and out as well. I've gone in and I could hear this noise. The bloody chickens were in the house. They're just walking around like checking stuff out like, whoa, this is great in here. So I've chased them back out again. And then I've come in later and one of them's gone back in and was in my bedroom. I'm just like, dude, get out of my room. So yeah, I was just shocked. They've never gone into the house before. So, I mean, they've sat at the doors, but they've never come in. So I was just like, whoa. What about, we call your new HQ the Fiberific Node, where you can collect your fiber at the node. Oh, that's really clever, Kim Nelson. I'm going to run a poll over on the Fiberific Fun Zone page. And so go over there if you want to have a vote, which it's not up yet. So give me a minute, like a day, if we're being realistic. And I will then, we'll call it whatever the majority votes. So Kim's going to check out what internet I'll be getting. And apparently I'm getting hybrid fiber coax. Does that just mean fiber to the node and then copper out? Is that right? Or is it something even worse than that? Daigo has several Christmas whips going already. And Diz says, I'd start crochet gifts for Christmas from September 1st, but because I'm going on my honeymoon, I won't be starting till week 1, term 4. Nice. That's a beautiful reason though. Like honeymoon spesh. Seriously, you get the name for your shed and I will make you a logo for it. Oh, thanks, Diz. I think you'll have to fight off Jacob about playing with my logo. Is what an inside Aussie joke, Cindy? I'm not quite sure. Because there are a lot of inside Aussie jokes, but yeah. Dad's chickens used to come into the house through the dog door. Oh my gosh. That's really, they really thought about that. Freaky Geek says, good to know I'm not the only one lost. Nope. Just the logo for a shed. Yeah. Well, Jacob likes our logo. It's a chicken door. Okay. An NBN high. Oh, here we go. Sorry, Kim's given us the details. A hybrid fiber coax connection is used in circumstances where the existing pay TV or cable network can be used to make the final part of the NBN. Yeah, because I have cable internet already. So I've got a cable connect. In this circumstance, it will be run from the nearest available fiber node to your premises. Would that not be better than copper? Like, because I always sort of just get the copper connection. So would not my coax cable be better than copper? Just out of curiosity. The lingo. They didn't... Okay, my chickens did not poop while they were in the house. Well, at least I didn't find any. So, oh dear. So, yeah, it is the chickens did not, you know. Kim says, I would say that my cable is better than copper. Yeah, see, I would think so. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll also have to wait and see what kind of price Telstra want to charge us for access to that, for this thing. It's better than copper, but oh yeah, everything's pretty well crap compared to fiber for sure. But I didn't think I would get fiber to the premises, so I was not even hoping for that. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything. Like, for those, sorry guys, those of you that are not in Australia, Australia is rolling out a national broadband network, the NBN. And they went on a little like, we're going to be the best in the world, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be running fiber to all the premises. Everyone's internet's going to be like ludicrous speeds and everyone's going to be happy. Now, unfortunately, it became a political hot potato. And then to get into power, the next government decided that they were going to roll it back a little bit so that they could the next government decided they were going to pare down what they were going to do so they could roll it out faster and cheaper, because fiber to the premises was going to be quite expensive, basically running fiber optics to every single house and unit in Australia. And I can understand why they thought that. But in saying that, they're also trying to connect a very, very old technology to a brand new technology. And what they didn't realize was going to happen is that those two technologies, they don't want to play together. So they've had to spend pretty much the same sort of money, and it's taken just as long because they've had to design all this new tech to connect the copper and the coax cables to the fiber network, which it doesn't want to play with this stuff. So what happens is, you've got everyone's houses going to their little telco nodes on the street, like in an area. So my node is ages away. And so basically they'll run fiber to that node. I'm pointing outside the screen. They're going to run fiber to the node and then run the coax cable to my house. And that sounds great. So here, there you go. Crochet Clock says, I'm getting 300 gig download and 150 gigs up in the middle of nowhere, US. I am half an hour from a capital city in Australia, and I am getting, on my cable connection, so it's not NBN, but on my cable connection, I get about 30 to 40 gig download and 1 upload. And it is insane. And I pay $100 a month for that service. It is also quite expensive and it's rubbish. So what they're trying to do is mix and mash to try and make things better. So people who are on these complete fiber networks, they're getting those sorts of speeds, some of them. But those of us that will get the hodgepodge random mix of soup of technologies, we'll get not much better than what we're getting now, and it's more expensive for us to use. Freaky Geek says, you don't use fibre optics for your internet. No, it's a new thing in Australia. Some people already do, but my house is not on the network yet. I live in an old suburb. They're rolling out to country towns which desperately needed it, so I have no issues there. and also in a city where they could just roll to an apartment block. That went first. And then any new developments, they got it. But yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare mess, and I don't like it at all. I think it's rubbish. And I think they totally should have just gone fiber to the premises for everybody, because most of us, our technology is old and out of date, and they're having to replace our copper lines anyway because they're old and ruined. Hi, Nancy Weber. We're just having, I got sidetracked. I got sidetracked for those of you that have just joined the chat. I wasn't even knitting. I was just having a rant about the state of Australian internet, because that's what I do. It's on my list of you know, horribleness. Didi says, yes, thank you, Malcolm Turnbull, for that downgrade. By the time it's rolled out, it'll be old technology. It's old technology now, and they haven't finished rolling it out. Australia is number 66th in the world internet ratings. So everyone has better internet than us. And yet we're trying to compete on a global scale as a first world country, and there's second world countries that have better internet. Any chance some Tim Tams will get snuck inside the knit crate box? Oh, Daigo's asking Bob Wilson. Pretty much guaranteed that if you were getting yarn from me, there will be Tim Tams snuck into the package. Marion says hubby had to use the hotspot on his phone to download the photo book as the internet couldn't handle it. Isn't that just a disgrace? Jackie says she's 2 kilometres from the National Parliament House, so she is in our country's capital, and it's 5 megabits upload and 5 megabits down and 0.5 up. So it is, generally speaking, you are capped at 1 megabit per second upload in Australia, unless you are on NBN. Everyone else is capped at not more than 1. And it's terrible. It's just terrible. So if I want to upload a video over, like, say, you know, one of my 15-minute tutorials or something like that, that will take me 15 hours or 10 to 15 hours to upload onto YouTube. Daigo, you're not getting Tim Tams, just saying. Just it looks like you're not. How do you find out all this technology stuff? Kim Nelson, I am a tragic technology junkie. That's part of the reason why my knitting business, my yarn craft and dyeing business, has a YouTube channel, is so I get to play with this stuff. I love technology. Even though sometimes I want to strangle it and kill it until it's dead, I do love it. And so I research it and look into it and find stuff. Kim's been super wizard on finding out what internet my house will be getting, because I didn't even bother looking it up because I'm lazy. So yeah, it's insane. Oh, there you go. I don't send out individually wrapped Tim Tams, Bob Wilson. I send out a pack, just a normal packet. Dido says I'm getting on NBN to the node, 21 megabits per second download and 6.5 up at the moment. Yeah, it's not great. I can't lie. It's just not great. The NBN is not great. So bad, isn't that NBN in Australia? Yeah, it depends on where you are, but yeah, like what I'm getting on my cable connection is what some people are getting on their NBNs. Oh yeah, Crochet Clock, that video of you opening Tim Tams, I love that. I rewatched that video. It cracks me up. Like your just response, it's just amazing. It makes it totally worth sending Tim Tams just to know that that's going to be the response every time. Like, oh my God, that's so cool. Can we see your blanket laid out? It's pretty big. I can, hang on, I'll just finish this row and then I'll try and lay it out a bit for you, and see how that looks. You Aussies could just literally announce giveaways for Tim Tams and us Americans would go crazy. The thing is, like, I'm not kidding when I say this. To post you a packet, like in the US from Australia, to post a packet of Tim Tams, like, or any parcel up to 500 grams, it's $23 tracked or $15 untracked. So, or $18 untracked. It's so expensive just to do that. Kim says, I don't think Woolies has those packs with the mini Tim Tams. No, they don't. I had a look. Amazing wants to know what Tim Tams are, you guys. Can you please explain them to me while I'm just drool? I'll just drool while you explain them. Tim Tams are a chocolate biscuit. And the rest, oh my gosh. Amazing. You need to go and watch Crochet O'Clock's video where she opens her Tim Tams. That will explain it the best, I think. Bob Wilson says, unfortunately, with the amount of giveaways I send overseas, the shipping is ridiculous. I totally understand, Bob Wilson, because a lot of my giveaways go overseas as well. Oh no, you guys, your percentages is scaring me. Crochet Clock's telling Pip and Poppycock that they're not real and that they're imposters and she needs real Tim Tams. Yeah, see, Australia don't use, we use different sugar making methods than you guys do. And so all our sweeteners taste different. So anything with sugar in it from Australia tastes different. We use cane sugar for like nearly everything. So you guys will have to totally try. Oh, there you go. Kim's popped in the video for watching, watching Stephanie at the Crochet O'Clock. Sorry, Stephanie, my brain just went blank. For watching your reaction to the Tim Tams. Did I miss a joke? I didn't miss a joke. It's just Freaky Geek being naughty. All right, I'm nearly at the end of this row. I'll see how much I can lay it out for you to see. My table's not very big. Okay, I might be able to hold it up. Now you can't see. It's a little corner to corner thingy. I don't know how big it is. It's quite large. It's getting quite large. Big enough for to be a baby throw. It needs a nice wash. Because I've been doing it while doing other stuff, some of those little spots in the stitches that a nice wash and block will fix up. 29 watching and 39 likes. Thanks, Daigo. Yeah, you guys can watch it after the feed. We'll also pop it into the Fibrific Fun Zone. Or you can just go and check out its Crochet Clock and hunt for it and hers as well. So yeah, so what I'll do is there we go. I'm just going to slowly feed it through the feed. There we go. So you can see how big it is. That's where there's yarn joined, all right? That's not a mistake. There's yarn joined there. It's on the other side. And then we go down. So there we go. It's so nice. It's such squishy cotton. It is cotton, yes. It's cotton. It's a 4-ply cotton. Or what do you call that? It's fingering weight cotton. Yeah, the colours are just gorgeous. She's a little girl, little Freya, who this is going to. She's already been born, so I'm very late. And I'm still working on it. She'll probably be about 6 months old by the time I finish. So I've got this. I wrote a list of all. I've got a keep list. And I have. Do you plan your yarn joins for the colour to match? Knit so lol. Normally yes. Normally I do. I will pull out yarn or work it out the best I can. But in this particular one, it didn't matter too much. Like, there's a spot up here where you can see I've joined and there's extra blue bits. But the giftee that I'm giving this to, they're not going to be like, oh my God, there's a double blue band. They're not going to do that. They'll just be like, this is so cute. And so that I didn't waste any because I was concerned. I only had 4 balls of this yarn and I didn't want to lose, X amount of meters because I was fussy with the colors. I didn't worry about it, but generally, yes, I do, but not for this particular little project. Marion said that she was in Spotlight yesterday and nearly bought some. I don't blame you. It is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's Toot Garook, if someone wants to write that down. It's Toot Garoot 4-ply cotton, available at Spotlight in Australia. I don't know if it's available anywhere else. Kim wants to know if I want her to bring the rainbow scarf tonight. If that's what you want to work on, then totally do it. Jar Jar's looking forward to doing the Havana Cal in October. It's going to be a Christmas gift. That's brilliant. Diz says, I don't know how to block. That's all right, Diz. I've got some videos coming out very soon on how to block. Where are we? Oh yeah, Diz, sorry, Diz does, it is quite amusing. It has little snappy retorts. Chintamani says, I've nearly got up to new knitting adventure, casting off her rib. Never done it. I never cast off about 3 projects years ago. Well, good luck with that, Chintamani. It matches my box. It does a bit, doesn't it? I mean, that's a little bit brighter. This is a bit more pastel, but yeah, definitely. Christy has missed the first hour. You may have mentioned it earlier. Is next week a live dyeing week? Next week is a live dyeing week. Absolutely. So I will be back out the back under the dye pots, under the back patio, with some dyeing going on. So I'll be getting some of that stuff organized over the weekend to make it ready for you guys for next week's live dye video. Tootgaroo is a small suburb in Victoria. I did not know that. There we go. I want to keep knitting, so I've got to pick this back up. Where am I up to? Where's the yarn? There is the yarn. Georgie's going off again. Kim says the scarf I wove, it's finished. I'll bring it if you want to see it. Otherwise, I'll just bring my project. Absolutely. I'd love to see it if your husband doesn't mind, you know, parting with it temporarily while I have a... Oh, no, it's the rainbow scarf. The rainbow scarf. Totally. Bring that so I can see it. And I've got to talk to Margicraft about why it didn't work properly with the wave shuttle. There'd be a technique and I don't know it because I've not used a wave shuttle myself. You have to make a fiberific backdrop. Oh, no fiberific backdrop out in the back shed. It's just my dingy old back fridge. So, yeah, it's a bit crazy. I just got to do my decrease here, you guys. Otherwise, I'll forget. And then it will not decrease fast enough. And I'll run out of yarn. And that would be bad. Definitely would be bad if I ran out of yarn. So let me just double check that I've done this right. Yep. And off we go. Kim, Freaky wants to know if you shared a shot of your thing on the Fiberific Fun Zone page. So it would only be on the Fun Zone because no one but me can really share on the Facebook page because business pages are weird like that. So yeah, but yeah, it's been a really, really insane week. Like I'm sure I've missed something, and I'm sure that, you know, there was going to be something I was going to talk about and then I've totally forgotten because my brain is in total meltdown mode. I'm just trying to keep on top of everything at the moment, trying to keep everything moving. I'm still trying to come to grips with how much longer stuff's taking to get into the country now that we've just recently changed all our importing rules and things like that. So I think some of the courier companies are struggling with it as well. Where are we? Apparently, if you... Oh, okay. Speaking of the Fun Zone, are we going to a closed group? I haven't 100% decided yet. I think we will, but I'm still tossing up the pros and cons. Things to talk about. Patreon. Yes, Patreon. It's new for me. If you, Kim, if you could toss in the link again, pretty please, that would be great. Hang on. Oh, goodness me. Sorry, guys. Aloe vera does work wonders on burns. Sorry, I thought, okay, I just pausing for a second and going back. I thought that Freaky Geek's comment was a bit of a burn. I didn't realize someone's actually been burnt. If I missed something, because I'm sorry if I made light of an actual physical burn. I assumed it was a metaphorical burn. So sorry about that. But yes, Patreon. It's new for me. My Patreon page is still building, and I don't have any pretty pictures over there or anything yet. Just my normal yellow logo. So if you find that, you've got that. So there's $1 per month, which is thank you for supporting. If you pop in $1 a month, $2 a month is the feel free to skip the ads level. You've totally deserve it. $5 a month is you've shouted me a coffee, which, you know, as you all know, I cannot survive without the delicious liquid of pouring over beans. I can't get through a day. Then it jumps to $15 a month, which means that which we don't have anyone in that yet because it's new. If you pop in $15 a month, it means that we will set up a Zoom chat where we're both on camera and we can talk to each other. And that's a little craft group that'll be capped at not more than, I think I've said 8 or 10 people. That's, you know, what do I say? Wishful thinking. But I just wanted to make sure that whoever joined in was aware it was never going to be a huge, like 40 people trying to talk at the same time. It's always be a small group. And then there is the $25, which is a producer. So that your name would always get mentioned, and would stay as written as producer and your name in the details below. So that would be cool. Where are we? Oh, okay. So Dizzy did get burnt. So I'm sorry, Dizzy. I didn't realize that you actually got burnt. Freaky Geek says both fiberific. I was being mean and got put in your place. I'm sorry, Freaky. But that happens sometimes, doesn't it? 10 Patreons for the $15 tier. Thank you, Kim, for checking that for me. So yeah, so we've got a few little tiers and layers and what have you, and all that sort of stuff just helps to make these videos, really. I do have to sometimes decide, because Fiberific is, first of all, it is a yarn supplies and hand-dyed yarn business, and I have to try and sometimes think, and bear with me for a second, it's not going to come out very well, but sometimes I have to try and think from a business perspective if something is worth doing in the time where I could be doing something else that could be used to bring income for my family. And I don't like having to make that decision. I'm very glad that I have you guys in this chat who don't mind if sometimes I have to work instead of craft. So if I need help with naming yarns, or if I need to make blinglets or whatever, and that means that it's less chance of me having to ditch this particular video. But I am hoping to increase out and do some more pre-recorded videos again. Oh, hello, Rain. And so that I can, you know, I mean, the cameras aren't free, and like, I mean, I've had to pay for all of the equipment and the lights and all that sort of stuff. So being able to help and support in that way really does make it so I don't have to make these horrible decisions, because I don't like making decisions because I'm a child. Kim says, if you want to support Fiberific, Patreon takes less fees, so Chantel gets more of what you're going to give. That is totally true. While Super Chat is awesome and fun, YouTube take 45% of that, whereas on Patreon, they only take 5%. So there's a big difference there. Andrea says, ages ago, Mum won some fibre off you and I won a fibre pack, and so I finally sent it to my aunt to spin and she loves it. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That's brilliant. Can I come and help make some stuff on the weekend? Dizzy, we're out this weekend. We've got birthday parties and what have you to go to. So I would love to say yes, but at the moment it's a big old no. Dido says it's raining in Canberra. That's fantastic, Dido. It looks terrible over there. Kim says, so rather than doing a $5 super chat every couple of months where she loses half her fees. Pledge $1 a month for 6 months. Oops, sorry, I just need a tissue, you guys. Excuse me for a second. Can I get out of this shot to blow my nose? Where are we? Yeah, that's right. Pip and Poppycock says, what? 45%? Yeah, it's big. It's a lot. It's a huge amount. And that's the same with their... I'm not sure, I mean, I don't have it, but some of the bigger YouTubers have the word join, where you can become a monthly member of their YouTube channel. It's a bit twitchy. So those of you that follow gaming channels on Twitch, you can subscribe to their channels and pay a fee each month. YouTube are bringing that in as well, and it's the same sort of deal. 45% is a bit ridiculous, but for some people, that's their only options. They don't get income any other way, so they'd rather 55% of something than 100% of nothing. So, Diz says, if I ever want help to die or anything, let me know. After moving to Southeast Queensland, I need to find my tribe. Absolutely. I will totally let you know. And come along tonight if you can, and you can meet some of the guys. Kim will be there, unless she's not. Kim, you're coming, right? Yeah, I think you're coming. So, yeah. Here we go. Diz says, it's raining in Kingston. Finally, my tank is dry again. Are you not on mains water at Kingston? Because you're only like 10 minutes up the road, FYI. Where are we? Oh, Kim should be here. Oh, that's good, Kim. That's good to know. Sorry, I'm like so close to finishing this blanket. I'm like in the like, oh my God, I'm nearly finished. And I never finish anything except for Chopper's hat last week. Which you should have seen me when I finished that. That was so funny. I'm like, I just finished a thing. I don't finish things. This thing is finished. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, she should be there unless she's in jail for killing her children. My washing machine in Yarrabilba is in the water. I'm confused. Are you a Yarrabilba or Kingston? I thought I read Kingston before. Oh, Kim says, Mum, I'm sick, seems to only last around an hour and then it's Mum, I'm bored. Well, we came up with a really good plan for that, you know, miraculous feeling better, which is I just put her in a uniform and take her to school late. So she's learnt to stay in a room and keep quiet and away from me if she's pulling a Swiftie. Yeah, that's, I don't like, if they're sick, they're sick. Like, I've got no issues. But if they're faking it, they can suck up the old repercussions. Oh, okay, I understand now. You work in Kingston and live in Yarrabilba. All right. Oh, thank you, Lego. Is it Lego Bob Coles? I'm loving this. I'm loving this blanket so much. I'm loving working with this cotton. It's just been such a joy to use. I'm kind of going to miss this one when it's finished, really. And it's been such a great project for when I want to work on something, but my brain's not quite there, which seems to be a lot lately, I'll be honest. So it's been a really good project for that. But in saying that, I do have Abby's blanket just down here. No, I don't. I brought a different craft bag. It's a different project. It's just sitting on the floor here. But Abby's blanket, I've pulled back out to keep going with that, although she won't be using that till next winter now. Oh, Melissa, you use your son's YouTube account. Melissa, you should totally get your own YouTube account. Kim Nelson says, I finally finished a cotton granny square dress to enter in a local show. I've never entered anything in a show. I've judged a show, but never entered. Is that weird? I think it's weird. Oh, okay, I get that as well, Kim. I'd just be like, dude, it would be bad to come and bother me because I'll just send you to school with a runny nose. Here's a box of tissues. Wow. Dizzy says, my cousin faked appendix pain till just before they knocked her out for surgery when she was 8 years old, and she's still a big hypochondriac. Oh my God. Kim says the bed runner. You mean like Abby's blanket, the bed runner? I'm confused now. I've missed something. Totally missed something. I miss a lot of things. Lego Lego Bob says she's busy because she's ordering yarn. I totally get that. Yarn is yummy. Oh, my sister always faked being sick. Mum got sick of it and sent her to school one day. Mum got a phone call later and my sister had pneumonia. Oh no, that's terrible. I always worry about that. Like that if I do just go, that's it, you're going to school, I've had enough. And then finding out it's something terrible. It's like a mum's worst nightmare, I reckon. Oops, I did not knit that stitch properly. What am I doing? Let's actually knit the stitch before we try and move it to the next needle. Okay, Chantel. I'm just going to do my decreases, you guys, and then I'm going to look at the chat again because I don't want to screw it up. I'm so close to the finish, so I don't want to destroy it much. Dun, 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 dun. Next decrease. In you go. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we had a lot more watching earlier on, Bob Wilson. Someone said we had 40 at one stage. So that's cool. When you were a judge, were the highly commended a sympathy prize? No, they were not. No sympathy prizes from me, mate. And I even kicked people's things out and said they weren't being judged because they didn't do it properly. Because I'm harsh. I'm a harsh judge. You don't want me judging. Was it Dido or Digo that won Bob Wilson's prize? Digo won a knit crate box. That is brilliant. That's so exciting. I love winning prizes. Prizes are awesome. Oh, did anybody see the photo of the cake debacle that poor old Stephanie at It's Crochet O'Clock had? You handled that way better than I ever would have, honestly. Seriously, I would have totally lost my cool. Andrea says, I've just ordered 10 balls of cotton from Bendigo this morning. The best part of it is that I used a gift voucher. I can't wait to receive it. I love Bendigo cotton so much. Kim says, next week will be massive. Watching the live dye stream is always big. It is. It's always big. And it's a little daunting, you guys, as how many of you... I'm like, oh my God, do I try and show another technique or do I just do something I need to do? I never know what to do. It's insane. But I liked the suggestion that if you guys send photos of something, I can try and make yarn to match those colours. And so I'm going to have to work out a way for photos to be submitted so that I can try and colour, maybe not colour match, but be inspired by those colours for photos. And I've received one from someone who was very much remembered that we said that might be a thing and I totally forgot. And I really like that idea. It'd be a really good way to help keep me not so much interested, but just to try and keep finding. I use a hashtag, Instagram hashtag, of course. That's a brilliant idea, KnitSoLol. I was trying to find a way to do that so that we could see it and so everyone could see what sort of photos were coming through for it. And I would need to pop in there somewhere that it needs to be a photo that you've taken and that you give me permission to put up, because there's so many copyright issues that if I was to because see how I've got on this screen here that you're watching, there's a little, I'll just point over there, the little box with me on it. I can actually put another one over the other side with the photo so that we can have the pot that I'm dyeing in the middle, like here. It's not working. Where this is, the pot that I'm dyeing here, my face over there, and then a picture of the yarn there, your picture, so that it can be on the screen too. That was terrible. I hope you understand what I mean. Pip and Poppycock suggested the mood board inspirations. Yes, absolutely. And I think it's a wonderful idea. I do. And can we go with fibrific inspirations, do you think? Would that be a good one to use? So if you guys send some photos to hashtag fibrific inspirations, and also at me at fibrific as well, especially for next week so I can see them. And yeah, it was not hilarious. That was tragic. It was terrible. And then I can have a look, and we can look at some of those for next week and get ready. And then over time, I can try and do more. So we can go with, yeah, it was. So yeah, I like fibrific inspo better, because I'm all about, you know, hacking the words to bits. Fibrific inspo. Yeah, let's go hashtag fibrific inspo. And I will start having a look. I'll post a post, and get that out there as well. But you guys are in the know because you're in the live videos. And find something that you would like for me to create a colorway from. And I'll see what I can do. This is a bit terrifying for me because now there's pressure for me to make it to match something, which we all know how good I am at that. So yeah, fibrific inspo. So the photo needs to be a photo you've taken and that you give me permission to use on this live stream, like on the live stream, and it will stay there for all the replays as well. So I need that as well. So I'll add that into my fibrific bio bit. So yeah, inspo it is. That's right, Macca's instead of McDonald's, for sure. Slang words must have an O on the end, except for Macca's, because otherwise that would be Maccos and that'd be weird. Tassie instead of, yeah, that's right. Like a flower or coloured sky or water. Yeah, anything, but it just needs to be a photo you've taken. That's all. Just so that I don't end up upsetting any photographers or anything like that, because I've seen it happen and it's not good. Our Australian slang is terrible. Yes, slang is the worst. But yeah, it is. Australian slang is amusing to many. Fibrific inspo. So hashtag fibrific inspo, and I'll probably work out how many I could do in a live stream, because I'll probably be able to do more than one. And maybe try and do 1 or 2 per live stream. Yeah, I don't want copyright violations on my channel. I work really hard to make sure I don't. If there's music in the background, I've got permission for it and things like that. So copyright violations can kill a channel, and very fast. Your hubby's grey-toned hair. Yep. Anything, whatever you want. And I will go through and choose a couple and try and make a yarn that would look good. That's my goal, is good yarn at the end of the day. And it might be 8-ply and it might be 4-ply that I end up dyeing. But yeah, we'll see that one. Can I dye black? I can dye black. It does change how the yarn feels though. I'm not a fan. I can do it. I've done it before. But I tend to I prefer to go just a very, very, very dark grey than a black. I have some awesome photos of sunrises over the water from the view of my apartment. Absolutely. Kim says, I'll take a photo of my soul. Says that, I don't know if I can do such an inky black, Kim. I'm not sure. I can try if you get the photo to me. So yeah, so that's something exciting for next week. Is we can run with Pip and Poppycock's idea of the mood board. Do you want us to watermark the photos so you know who sent them to you? Well, because you are putting them on your Instagram feed and then hashtagging fibrific inspo and adding me, I'll know who they come from. But if you want to watermark your photos, by all means, go right ahead. They're your photos. And I'll make sure that when I put your photo up that I'm going to have at like whatever your Instagram handle is on it. So it'll be there the whole time as well. So I don't believe in taking credit for other people's work, and I have no intention to start doing that next week. Oh, you are kidding, Kim. The teacher that I did the rainbow scarf for doesn't like rainbows or bright colours. Her favourites are black followed by red. Goodness me. I might have something for you, Kim. I'll see if I can find it. That's disappointing. That's just outright disappointing. Andrew says, I tried to dye fondant black. The fondant was a purpley grey colour and my fingers are just turning back to their normal shade now. Yeah, dyeing fondant black is really hard. I tend to buy black fondant if I need black fondant for something. I will hit like a cake decorating store and just pick up a little pouch of just the black so I don't have to mess with it, honestly. I'm so not watermark. It sounds like a fuss to me, lol. Yeah, don't watermark it. If you don't want to watermark it, Leanne, don't bother. I will make sure your everyone who ends up on screen, I'll make sure their picture has their Instagram handle attached to the picture so that even if it's not watermarked, we know where it's come from. So don't worry too much about watermarking if you don't want to. Some people just prefer to watermark. So I'm okay with watermarks or not with watermarks. Apparently she used to work at Wendy's, so they just depress her now. Okay. Diz says, Kim, I'll have the scarf. I'm a teacher who loves rainbow. Aww. I just think that's really, I don't know, it's a bit rude, really. I think I agree with Andrea. The rainbow scarf you made is gorgeous. So on Insta, we will sort out this little thing. I'll do it after our chat finishes, which it finished 6 minutes ago, sneakies. You didn't think I'd notice. And we will go from there. What I'm going to do is I will finish this row and then we'll end the stream off because I've got lots of orders to pack and what haves to get things ready for going out tonight to come and have fun. Pip and Poppycock says there's lots of free license images out there. Just saying, you are right, but I'd have to mess around finding all the licensing agreement to put it in my description of my video, and I'm exceptionally lazy. I'm not sure if you've worked that out yet, Pip and Poppycock. What's the hashtag again? It is hashtag FiberificInspo. So yeah. Still, I'd prefer to give her something she'll wear and love, so I'll have to think of a new plan. Yeah, no, I understand. I do. I may have something here that I've been trialing. I think I'll have to recheck, sorry. Where are we? Kimberly Mashburn, sorry I missed this. I'll watch the replay and hit that like button. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. You still caught the last couple of minutes. We're still here because the rain's loud and I've just got to finish knitting this end of my row. Where are we? I can't wait for tonight. Dad is looking after the kids and Issy is determined to teach him how to use the stove. That's fun. So yeah. Oh, that's right. There's a fourth Kim now. Oh my gosh, that's so loud. Wow. You should see that rain coming down. It is hard. I'm just trying to think, did I open any windows in the house? I did not. However, the front door is open. Well, you guys, that might be the end today because that rain is just insane and loud. And I just finished my row. So I will see those of you who I see tonight at Caffeinated Crafters. Otherwise, I'll see you all on social media and Instagram and next week for our live dye. I hope there's no leaks. Well, you know, me too. Me too. I've got to try and get back into the house to shut the doors and windows because, wow, I'm going to see if I can grab a video of this as well. But I'll see you all later. Bye.